This is Andrea here, and we are off to a whole new 8x8 mini album. So this is all of what you're going to need. You are going to need some cardstock that comes in different colors, and that's because you're going to be using a lot of different dyes, and you're going to need them for different directions and spots. This is the paper pack we are using. I actually have two, only because this one my mom bought in 2007, and then I bought this off of HSN just a couple of months ago, and you could just see the difference between the color. Look at that. It's totally different. This one is more vibrant in color, the one she bought, and this one is just really dulled out, but that's okay because it's still a beautiful paper pack. So this is called Once Upon a Time Stack by DCVW, and I believe she bought hers from Joann's. I got mine from HSN. Let's take a quick look. It's very thick quality, very good quality paper. This one says happily ever after, and I love the stained glass look. There's a map, very cute. This says treasure map, so adorable. This one has a dragon with some sparklies. And there's a lot of glitter on these pages. That's a scroll. This is a knight on his horse or steed. This looks like parchment paper. These are pots and jars. Very pretty. Kind of Aladdin lamps like, right? It's a window. And on the mountains here looks like a castle. And there's a castle. Speaking of castles, there's the inside of a castle. Sorry, the puppies have issues right now. They're talking to somebody. There's Pegasus. This one is really beautiful. I love that. This one has little fairies on it. This is floral motif, and the corners actually have, like, you could put a picture in there, so maybe you could cut here and lay this flat. Lots of little different things you can do. This says, there lived a beautiful princess. So isn't that pretty? And then here's a crown, and this says, there lived a handsome prince. But they don't show no picture of his hair. No, they just gave him a crown. This says, far, far away. How pretty is that? There's a little mermaid in there. This one is so pretty as well. I love that. There's another knight on his steed. This says, off on an adventure. But you can look at this paper and know, I love those, why I've chosen to do an 8x8 mini album, because I can get a little bit more of the paper to show off the paper. And again, it does have glitter on some of the sheets, but that is the premium pack we're using, and since I have two, I have plenty of paper. Alright, so let's put that aside. Okay, these are some of the dies I will be using. This one is she's in like a chariot, or not a chariot, but a wagon, and she's a fairy talking to a rabbit. This is a fairy in a lamppost. This is a beautiful carriage. I thought that was perfect. This is a fairy on a toadstool with some rabbits around her. And here's a fairy hanging off the moon. Then I have a princess that faces forward and a princess that faces sideways. And these are the edge dies that I use the most. This one I like to use on pockets. So if you don't have these particular dies, that's okay. Just, you know, pull out your dies that you feel are more fairy tale in nature, and then that way it goes with the theme of the paper. Then I'm going to be using some bronze elements, and not just these two. I have a bunch, but I just wanted to show you what a bronze element was. And they're just very thin bronze pieces. Alright, put those away. You are going to need an X-Acto knife, a ruler, a pokey tool, a pencil, a pair of scissors. This is it's called a tool-in-one, and it's for cleaning out your dies and poking out the different the elements out of the dies. So you're going to need one of those for your dies, some double-sided tape, a bone folder, a pair of tweezers, because I like to use my rhinestones, and you can use rhinestones if you want. If not, you know, it's up to you. But because this is a fairy tale book, I want it to be glittery and glam and all that good stuff. And then you're going to need some Tyvek. I use old envelopes, which you can, if you work in an office, you'll find these envelopes, and you'll need Tyvek. You are going to need, let's see, how many did I make of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, I made 7 pages, but you may not be able to fit all 7 in. We will find out. I will give you the measurement of the page. Is 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, and you're going to score at 1/2. So it's 7 3/4 by 7 3/4 for your pages. Score at 1/2. Then you need your chipboard. So you're going to need 2 8x8 chipboard pieces, and this chipboard pieces are spine. I made it a little bigger than the last one I had. This is 3 3/4 by 8 by 8. So that's what I did for the spine, as I made it about 1/4 of an inch bigger. No, I made it about 1/2 inch bigger, and I want to see how that turns out. But you can make it at 3 by 8 if you like. That was what we did on our last one. Okay, don't forget you will also need glue. I love this glue, it dries really fast. Then you're going to need magnets. I like to keep mine on a magnetic tray. And then you're going to need some fabric glue. You don't have to have this particular brand. This can be quite expensive. Hey YouTube, this is Andrea here, and we are going to begin our 8x8 mini album using the Once Upon a Time stack by DCWV. This is called a premium stack. There's 48 sheets. They are not double-sided, but they are very, very thick papers. I mean, very thick. But it doesn't tell us how thick it is. This is the 12 by 12 paper pad. So let's put our book together. Alright. What you're going to need are your Tyvek. You're going to need 2 8x8 chipboards cut down to 8x8, and then 3 Let me just make sure I'm telling you this right, because I made this bigger than I normally do. So this is 3 3/4 on for our side. Okay, and then you're going to need 6 or 7 of the inserts. These are our pages, and I have made them 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, and then I scored them at 1/2 inch, and then I taped here. You're also going to need your quick dry tacky glue or any glue that you use. So let's get to putting this together. If you don't have a mat, this is my self-healing cutting mat, but if you don't have one that has these lines on here, don't worry about it. Just make sure that your top and your bottoms are even, and that you have enough space in between each one. So I leave about 1/8 of an inch in between each one. So I'm going to put down these two first. And I ran my tie back through the Xyron machine. If you do not have a Xyron, just go ahead and use your double-sided sticky tape. I'm just going to pull up here if I can without tearing this. If you want, it's probably smarter, there we go, to press one side down first, like so, then bring your board over and do that 1/8 of an inch in between both. It's not always easy, but be patient, you'll get there. Now I feel better. We'll burnish that down. This now goes like so. Alright, now we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to put one piece down on half of it first. So you could just fold your tie back in half. You can also score it straight down the middle. Let's see. Let me get my little scoreboard. Let's go ahead and score it. Alright. Now it's easier to just fold. Okay. We can peel this backing off. Okay, try not to let it stick to itself. Good grief. Now we can fold it. And Now you can pull it back, bring up your chipboard, do that 1/8 of an inch. And then press down. Go ahead and flip it over. You won't have to do as much of that lining up because it's already done for us on the one side, and we're just going to get this down. Like so. And I put tie-back on both the front and the back. I don't want it to be all loosey-goosey. Okay. All right. Okay, so this will fold this way and this way, or you could turn it over and fold it in. So you can fold it either way. I like that. I just want to trim up what's extended over. Sometimes you just have to get right in there to trim that off. Okay. A little excess over here, so we just want to get that off as well. Okay. All right, now we want to get 2 black pieces of cardstock to cover this side and the other side. Let's see, I'm going to use scraps for that, and I have lots of scraps that will fit. So, let's see, we're going to need 4 and 4. Then we're going to have to cut them down to size. Just a little bit under the lip there. And then I want to put a mark for where we need to score. So we're going to cut down here and we're going to score down the middle. Same for this side. Where we're going to score. So it's going to pretty much be the same for all of them. So we could take those, set this aside, and get these cut. Okay. I don't know if I can cut all 4 at the same time, but hey, let's give it a try. I can cut chipboard. Let's see if that worked. Ooh, that worked. Yay. Now don't do like I do. The only reason why I say that is because I don't want you to ruin your trimmer. And that might dull your blade if you do that too many times. Okay, here. So we want to put this on our board. This is our mark right here. Do that. And we'll do the same here. Let me just make sure. Okay, it's the little guy. This one right here. Okay. And same thing. Alright, now we've got those done. You want to go ahead and fold on your score line, and you're going to fold back and forth. You want to do that on both sides and burnish it on both sides. This helps break down that paper, and it will last longer opening and closing on the book. Okay. And one more time. All right. Okay, now we bring them back over to here, and I'm going to use score tape this time. I don't want to run these through the Xyron. Okay, so you're going to go around this whole block, and I'll show you. Oh, yeah. That tape actually just ran out. It's okay, that's why we got more. Gotta get my squishy. Okay, we recycle that. We move on. This one I think I've already taken some off of. So you want to go around the edge, but you don't want to cross over your score line. So I don't want to run a piece of tape all the way across. So what you're going to do is take a piece of tape and about 1/8 of an inch away from the score line, put a long piece of tape. Like so. Then you're going to put one down the middle. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. One down the middle. And then one on the edge. So you want to do that on all 4 of your hinges, and then I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so you should have all 4 of yours ready to go, and you've only taped one side. You're not taping both. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one side on and then move over to the next side. So I'm going to put my left side on first and then go over to the next side. You do it right to left, left to right, however you want to do it. It's totally up to you. Okay, removing the back of the tape. Take a little bit of glue, and I just want to go on the inside here. Give it some extra strength. Then you're going to fold it in half on that score line. And you're going to take it, kind of hold it with 2 fingers. And where your other score line is on this tie back is where this point needs to be. So just make sure to get that point in that groove. Okay. All right, we are point in the groove ready. Go ahead and remove the backing of this tape. Get our glue. And then press down there. All right, we're going to do the same on this side. Let's see, I'm going to put it down there first. A little bit of glue. Fold it in half. And make sure that this crease is next to your score line. Let's try that. Okay. Burnish that down. Remove the backing of the tape again. Glue this down. Press down and burnish. Now you're going to have a little bit of white showing, but that's okay because we always use our best friend, which is our Sharpie, just to cover up that white. Make sure to have a piece of paper or something so that you are not coloring your mat. Just gonna fill that in. Like so. And then I have a little bit here. Do the same thing. And this is the Tyvek that we're coloring, and that really absorbs the Sharpie. So if you're wondering, yes, the Tyvek will absorb it really, really well. Okay, now we are going to put away our Sharpie and do this side. We're doing it just like the other side. You just want to make sure that that crease is going into the score line. Weird. It was not coming off. There we go. Place a little bit of glue. Fold it in half. And then make sure the two score lines are right next to each other. Or right on top of one another. Because you want that groove to go right in there. Okay. Now we're going to do the same on this side. And gently fold it down and burnish it. Now we have this one. Make sure that's folded down. This is our last one. Put our glue on. Fold it in half. And we see our score line here. We're going to lay that score line even with this score line. As soon as I get it unstuck from my finger. Excuse me. There we go. And remove the backing of this tape. Put our glue on, a little bit where our tape meets again, and then burnish it down. Okay, here comes the fun part. Now we need to reinforce our strips on the what is it? The score lines. So you just want to gently move your board and then back down and then back up again. Okay. And you want to do the same thing on this side. So I like to get the crease started and then move it back and forth gently and then bring my board up. Just like so. Alright. Now I get rid of some of this white here. Then what I can't cut off, we will use our Sharpie to cover up. There. A little bit on this side. Check the other side. We just have a couple little pieces here. All right. Now, let's get to our pages. Okay. Let me just get this pressed down here, here. There you go. Same on this side. Sorry if my head is all in the camera. Okay, so our pages are 7 3/4 by 7 3/4 with a 1/2 inch scored. Let's get this out of here. Get our glue back in here. Let's see if we can get all of these in here. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. We're going to put a little glue on that. Okay. And we're going to layer down. You want to put her right up to the score line without going over the score line or impeding the score line. There we go. Okay. And then our next page goes up the same exact way, butting up right up into this page here. Okay. Goes right up to that page, straight as you can. And then burnish it down. Okay. And we go another one. Right up to this page. Top to bottom is straight. But try not to push it out. There we go. Okay. Now we have another one, and we still have all this space up to this score line, so we're doing pretty good. We got 3 pages in. Let's see if we can get all 7 in here. If we get all 7 in here, then that'll give us 14 pages to decorate. Right up to that. Okay, we're doing good. So we've got 4 so far. I think we might get all 7. That'll be really nice. You could do as many pages as you want. If you want to do just 3, just do 3. Make it the best 3 you can make it. It's your many of them. Just 2 more. We are gonna do it. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. And the last one. Wow. That's awesome. Okay. Alright, so there are 7 pages, and like I said, that gives us 14 pages to work on, because we work both on the front and the back of a page. This is what your book should look like. There we go. I'm just shaping up my book. Alright. You'll have a little bigger gap here than you will here, but that is normal, so do not stress over that. Perfect. So this is the beginning. The next time we will work on our inside cover page. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Have a great one. Bye.